there, so happy that you're here watching my Vlogmas day 8. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and like this video. On the other hand, in today's video, I will be doing a Q&A with all the details about my wedding, and I hope you guys enjoy. So in the last few months, I've been getting a ton of questions about my wedding, the venue, and everything that we did for it. And I thought it would be cool to answer these questions through here and give all the brides that are watching me ideas for their wedding as well. So let's get started with that. I don't have a specific order, but I have everything here, so I will be just reading it and answering as I go. So as all of you guys know by the title of this video, or if you have been following me for the last few months and you've been watching my previous videos, you know that I am a 2023 bride. And oh my gosh, it was the most special day of my life. It was just so amazing and I had so much fun. I personally joked about becoming a bridezilla, but I don't think I ever got to that point, even though there are some very stressful parts of this story that I will get into detail here in a minute. But I was able to enjoy most of the journey as I was planning the wedding by myself. So I think I have a lot of insight on how to be organized and just have everything ready. That way the week of, you're not really struggling with anything and just able to focus on enjoying as much as you can. So let me share with you some of the things that I did. So first up, we have a question that asks, when did I get engaged and how? So if you guys haven't watched that previous video, I got engaged back in my birthday in 2022. My birthday is May 17 and I was traveling to visit Christian in Vegas as I was living in Cabo at the time. Since we met and we started dating, I've spent all my birthdays with him, and I would make it a thing to travel to the US and just do something fun for a week here. And that year was no different. I decided to travel to Vegas. On the other hand, Christian and I love doing outdoor stuff. So with that said, we always do a hike on my birthday. It's May, so it's a little hot, to be honest, here in Vegas, but we always find a way to make it fun and do some type of activity and just enjoy being around nature and just something different other than being on the strip or going to casinos. We had already planned on doing a hike on my birthday. I wasn't thinking anything special about it because I had already done that before, so it's just a little tradition that we have. I flew in a few days before my birthday, so I basically just went shopping previous to my birthday. Christian got me some gifts as well. And my birthday at 6 a.m., Christian and I went hiking to Red Rock, which is a super cool location if you guys are wanting to hike here in Vegas. So we headed there. As I said, I didn't think anything else about it. We started the hike and I could notice Christian being in the back on his phone trying to text someone, and I actually asked him to stop. Little did I know he was texting a friend of his that I knew about, but I had never met him before, so I had no clue what the guy looked like. And that guy and Christian were texting because by the time that Christian asked me if I wanted to get married, he would be there and we could ask him to take a picture of the moment. You guys can go watch the video, I'll link it here. The guy and his girlfriend passed us, and we're there just hanging out when we arrived to the highest point of the mountain, and Christian and I asked them if they could take a picture of us. And at that moment, that's when Christian decided to get on one knee and ask me the question. And this guy was already recording. We had the camera, everything. So it was gorgeous. I'll leave some pictures here as well for you guys to see that beautiful moment. But that's how we got engaged, and we didn't get married until a little bit over a year after that. It's a story of how we got engaged. Another question that I have is, when did the wedding take place? And we got married on June of this year back in Cabo. So by the way, we're Christians, so we had only the religious ceremony done there because we didn't know what we were going to do. We were planning on going back to Cabo and we were just still trying to figure everything out. So we decided to only do the religious ceremony there and have some time in order to plan everything else afterwards. But we got married on June. I have to say, June is a pretty hot month in Cabo, but it was amazing. That night, it wasn't hot at all. The weather was actually perfect, and it was actually kind of cold, which I was very surprised about, and I just loved it. And alongside with this question, I'm going to add an answer to just the details about the wedding venue, which is another question that I have here. We got married at Torote Restaurant. It is a brand new restaurant in Cabo San Lucas. It feels like it's in the middle of nowhere. You actually have to drive from the highway up into the hill about, I would say, 15-20 minutes, and you get into this amazing area. It's a really cool concept. The restaurant is so freaking cool. In the first floor has this big area of water, and on the other side has the bar, the kitchen, everything's open, you can see everything, and it has some tables there. Our wedding reception was on the second floor, which is a rooftop. It's so freaking cute. They have fire pits, a bar, and they just brought all the food up to us when we were sitting down to have dinner. The restaurant is so cool, as I said. It is a farm-to-table concept, and on the other hand, it's so cute because it is in the middle of nowhere. So there's desert surrounding you, and you can actually see from that rooftop all the green area downstairs where they cultivate their vegetables, as well as in the horizon you can see all of Cabo. You can see the famous Cabo Arc, and the sunsets are just beautiful there. I'm so glad we did the ceremony there. I have to say, it's funny, Christian and I were not going to get married there. That restaurant was only supposed to be our reception, so after the ceremony we were all going there, but craziest thing happened, and in a nutshell, my other venue canceled on us last minute, the week of the wedding. Long story short, Christian's dad worked for this big hotel chain, and they have one of the hotels in Cabo, so we had planned on doing all of the ceremony there at the beach, and my father-in-law helped out with that. I went and checked out the venue and everything, but he was the one that actually went ahead and got in touch with the people there and talked to them and planned everything out for me. So that was super helpful. But the week of the wedding, it was literally Wednesday when I reached out to them, just trying to confirm everything. At that time, we're getting married on Saturday. So I'm just wanting to make sure that everything's in place before my family and friends start arriving. And I get on the phone with them. The restaurant manager of that specific area told me that I needed to pay a certain amount of money. If not, they were not going to allow me to have the ceremony there. And on top of everything, they were not going to allow me to bring anything. So I already had figured out music. My pastor was going to bring some stuff as well. And the flowers, decorations, they were not allowing me to do anything. And that's the moment that I started freaking out, to be honest. I wasn't going crazy, but I was kind of scared. I did not know what was going to happen. And moving forward, when I toured the restaurant, I would say a month and a half before, they were still building that little chapel. So we did not know the specific date on when it would be done. And this is something that the chef had told me. So we were uncertain on the date. We just didn't have anything specific. And neither the chef or me wanted to commit to something at the moment, where if anything went wrong, they would have to cancel on the ceremony. So I just left everything in God's hands. I talked to Christian, he arrived, and that same Wednesday we went and checked out the venue for our reception. Christian had never been there. I had shown him through FaceTime, and this was because he was in Vegas at the time. He wasn't able to come hang out with me and try to find a venue. We had done that previously, but we just decided to keep looking, so I had to do everything by myself with my mom. And I really wanted Christian to meet the chef, to look at the venue as well, and have a little input in anything that had to be done for that day. And when we got there, I talked to the chef. He's my friend, so I basically explained everything. And he literally told me on the spot not to worry, that they had just finished the chapel and that we could do the ceremony there for free. So, oh my gosh, this was just like so unexpected, to be honest. And I am just so grateful with him because he was able to just provide the most gorgeous venue. They actually set everything there, decorated, and allowed the pastor to bring his music and everything without making it hard on me at all. And I'm just so thankful for that. It was amazing. And I truly believe that this venue is going to be one of the most popular venues in town, and people are just going to start knowing more about Restaurant Torote and fall in love with its concept as much as we did. With all of this said, I have to say that the best thing that could have happened to us is having this other place be such a pain to deal with and canceling last minute on the wedding week, because it turned out to be so much better than what we had planned and what we had expected. All of our family members and friends were just blown away with the venue. So it was just perfect, to say the least. If you guys are planning on going to Cabo soon, this is a place that you must go to and check out. and you will be thanking me for it. It is unbelievable. Another thing that I have here for the Q&A, people are just asking in general about the wedding week, how I planned everything out, and how did we do that. So my mom and I were the only ones at the time that were living in Cabo, and everyone else from my side and Christian's side were going to fly in. So we can call this a destination wedding, even though it wasn't really a destination wedding for me. But I tried to enjoy it as much as possible by getting both Christian and myself in the same hotel. We got 3 nights at this beautiful hotel in Cabo San Lucas. Christian stayed with his friends. My room, which was unbelievable, I will tag the video here as well if you want to go ahead and watch all of the wedding stuff. But my room was unbelievable, and I had it just for myself for those 2 first days, and then day of the wedding, Christian and I went back to my room. It was our room then. I really didn't want to stress about family members and having to have everything planned for everyone for the entire week. I love it that people do that and have everything scheduled out and different plans in place, but all that I really expected from family and friends was for them to be present, the rehearsal wedding, the ceremony, and the dinner. That was it. I really allowed people to be free and just able to do whatever they wanted to do. Okay, I am back. My camera decided to die on me right now, so I charged it for a little bit. So we're back into the conversation. So as I was saying, I told everyone where Christian and I were going to stay. If they wanted to be close, they could stay in the same hotel, but I totally understood if people had different budgets in mind, or if people just wanted to do something different and just decided to show up just for the specific 3 things that I had previously said. So we truly just had Christian's groomsmen and myself and our aunt and uncle there. Everyone else decided to stay in different hotels, which was perfect. I didn't mind it at all. The good thing is that it was nice because we were all relatively close. I would say 5 minutes apart from hotel to hotel, so it wasn't too bad. But that was that regarding the hotels. We decided to take one of those days my father-in-law's boat out and we went fishing, so that was pretty fun. Christian did that as well. In the morning, as his bachelor party, they went fishing for hours and they caught everything for the rehearsal dinner, which was really cool. Christian got this big marlin. No one else got anything, so that was pretty cool. Christian fed everyone on our rehearsal dinner. The other cool thing about my room I would highlight is that I could have everyone there. So the night before the wedding, the younger crowd went all up to my room and we hung out in the living area. We played cards, games, and it was just so much fun. And the day of the wedding, I had a ton of people there. I had my mom, my maid of honor, my mother-in-law, my aunt, and I had all of the crew for hair and makeup as well there. I went with Piel Canela in Cabo, and I couldn't have been happier with how the makeup and the hair turned out. I have to say it's on the more expensive side of what people would usually pay for makeup, I would think. But it was totally worth it. I wish I had the time before to do a makeup trial, but I had not done one, so I was fully just putting my whole life on my makeup artist's hands and hoping that he would do the best, and he just did an amazing job. I will leave as well pictures here on the link if you want to go watch that video. But it was so freaking cool. I had everything done there, and my room, as it was super big, it was just comfortable. We were not crowded at all. And at one point, Christian, his groomsmen, and his brothers came up to my room so we could pray together without seeing each other, because it was really important for us to just see each other at the altar. It was just so cool. We were so comfortable, to say the least. We stayed at Villa La Estancia. Another question that I have here is regarding my wedding dress. So my wedding dress, I actually got it right after I got engaged. And that's just funny. So I got engaged in May and I got it in July, over the 4th of July weekend. We were actually, Christian and I, traveling with his family to Branson, Missouri. That's where we've spent the 4th of July the last few years, at the lake house. And I really wasn't expecting to get my wedding dress then. I was just wanting to look around and try dresses and start getting an idea of what I really wanted. And little did I know, the dress that I tried first would be the dress that I would be taking home with me. So that's just funny. I had no clue. I wish I had recorded more of that day. I did make a video, I'll link it up here as well. But I tried 5 dresses, all of them were gorgeous. That day that I tried it on, it was a little loose on me, so they had to fix it there. They shipped it to California to my mother-in-law. I brought the dress to me, I would say about 2 months after we got it, and I literally just had it there in my closet for a year. Crazy thing is that I lost weight. I would say because of all the stress of the wedding and everything, it's normal. But I also became smaller in size. I decided to try on my wedding dress the week of the wedding. And oh surprise, it doesn't fit me perfectly. The dress was supposed to be perfectly fitted to my body. And it was just so loose in the stomach area. So in my waist area, as I just explained that I lost sizes and weight. And I didn't know what to do, and I didn't realize this too long before. The wedding date is right around the corner. I literally figured this out Tuesday night. So that is 4 days before the wedding. I reached out to a ton of people. There were people that were trying to get me to pay crazy, stupid money for it. And I was able to find someone that was able to do it for a good amount of money still. I would say that I paid like $300 to get that fixed. But she was able to get it within 2 days. So literally Friday afternoon, my mom had to go pick it up. I was not even able to go there because we were doing the rehearsal for the ceremony. So my mom picked it up and I just hoped that it would fit me. After we did the rehearsal wedding, I went back and tried it on, and thank God it was just perfect. But that's a scare, and that's something that I would totally suggest for you guys to have in mind, that you have to keep doing fittings constantly. Maybe not months before, but it is important to keep on track whether or not fits you the way you want it to. And if there's anything that you need to do prior to the wedding, just to have things in place and even contacts that you know you can rely on. So having the time to do research, or even if it's the store that you bought your dress from, you want to be able to know prior to this happening, if it ever happens to you, what to do, and not just to go bridezilla mode on everyone. So that's the only thing that I had really regret at the moment, was just not having everything in place. I did not believe that my dress would not fit me. I think it's a proof that a lot of times the work that we were putting ourselves through, and just eating healthy, working out, all of those things, we don't notice it on a daily basis because we look at ourselves every day in the mirror, but those around us can totally notice it. And of course, when it comes down to a wedding dress that's perfectly made for you, if anything changes, you will notice it. I was just happy that I was able to get more in shape, and that's the good side of it. But other than that, I wish I had done that before. And lastly, I have a question regarding the legal wedding. I'm not going to really get into detail about the immigration stuff, but all I have to say is that our legal wedding was really small. We only had 3 people there, plus the pastor and us. So it was really cool. The ceremony lasted about 10 minutes, so it was really fast. We got everything done previously at the courthouse, and they gave us the papers that we needed in order to go get legally married. We had our little ceremony at a pastor's office at a church. So as I said, it was just super fast, fun, and very intimate. I had no clue I was going to get emotional, and I thought it was just going to be something fun and fast, and even though it was, I got really emotional the moment I started saying my vows and repeating what the pastor was saying. And I just look back and it's such a special moment. I also made a video about it. I'll leave it up here, and here are some of the pictures for that as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos like this, just talking to you guys. I feel like this is something that I haven't really done much of, just sitting down and talking to you guys, opening myself up to you in that way. So I will continue to do this type of videos a little bit more often. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this, and if there's anything else that you want me to answer. You can always just comment it down below, or you can reach out to me on my Instagram and DM me. I would be more than happy to answer to all of your questions. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Love you all. Mwah.